It was just letting you know.
All right, I just hit the record button. Ba ba ba.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the 627th episode of the Pokemon Podcast. It's super effective. I'm your host, Steve. With me is Greg.
Hello, I am here. I'm freshly in from mowing the lawn because I had to get it in before the thunderstorms rolled in again.
The storms.
The storms.
Will, it's been a while. How's your life? How's your Pokemon life?
What the non-existent Pokemon life? Let's talk about some Monster Hunter, Alpha Clash, Flesh and Blood, all the things that I play.
Is the Monster Hunter Go game out?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Are you
yes.
playing it?
No.
Oh.
No,
I
heard
did
was
play
good.
it. I did play it for a little while. But yeah, even on there was like a Pokemon Go community day where you and I walked the art park and I did
that's right.
Monster Hunter for that.
You did Monster Hunter.
Are
they just big monsters to hunt? Is that thing you
I
walk
mean,
around and find them and hunt them?
Yes, but you have to actually battle them, and walking and battling and dodging, and it's kind of like when you would go against the gyms and actually pretend like you were dodging, except you actually do have to dodge and you have to hit the monsters in certain spots.
Yeah.
I forget there is dodging in Pokemon Go because I don't think I've ever done it.
I have dodged when I've only had 4 people in the thing, and we're like, it says 7, but we're going to do it with 4, and every once in a while I'll dodge.
And for the amount of time that I was playing, I think it's actually Monster Hunter Now is the actual name of it. They did not have the Switch Axe available as a weapon, and if anybody knows anything, I only use the Switch Axe. So
are you saying that Monster Hunter Now was good, but just not for you, or did you not enjoy your time with it?
It was okay and not for me.
Okay.
I'm sure there's somebody out there that likes it because I still get emails from them and they have seasons and it's like rainy season or something. And they're bringing remember the rainbow dragon with the bubbles?
Mm-hmm.
That one.
It's
I can't
Monster
remember the
Hunter
names of monsters. But it goes like this. It looks like a traditional Chinese dragon with a kind of like a lion head, and it has the bubbles. And
I've only heard good things about Monster Hunter Now. I ran into
Mr.
but
all
Xavier...
of your friends work for Niantic, so
that's
of
not.
course they're gonna say good things. You don't have any other friends.
I don't think anyone at Niantic actually likes me. I ran into Xavier Woods at the airport, and we were.
I think that's the creator
wrestler.
of the Cabbage Patch Kids.
No, Austin Creed, Xavier Woods, the New Day.
I heard Tiger Woods, and I'm like, how is this at all applicable?
I ran into Tiger.
I'm like, why are
he
you
gave me
Tiger Woods?
Xavier Woods.
Yes.
And he asked me if I was playing Monster Hunter Now, and I said no. And he said it was awesome, and he loves it. But I've heard that from multiple people who have played it. As a Monster Hunter fan, I would like to play it. But also, I know that I can only limit myself to like 2 mobile games before.
Goodbye, Pikmin.
The Pikmin's already gone.
Oh, good. Thank goodness.
Pikmin's gone. It's Pokemon Go and Pokemon Sleep. Those are like the 2 that I put time into. Speaking of Pokemon Sleep.
Look at those. The transitions are as smooth as ever.
Super smooth. You didn't miss a beat, Will. It is Pokemon's Sleep 1-year anniversary, and for whatever reason, this is not a complaint. But for whatever reason, they treated this as like the 7 days of Christmas.
Well, I mean, you sleep for a week. It's the Rumpelstiltskin rules.
He slept for 20 years.
Well,
okay, I have like 2 extra Pokeball pluses in my house.
Yes, because this is actually the 1-year anniversary of me dodging every attempt at you trying to get me to play Pokemon Sleep.
Okay, Greg, back me up. I think I think Will would genuinely like Pokemon Sleep.
It's based on what?
It's like Swiper from what is the little girl?
Dora the Explorer.
Dora. It's like Swiper, except he's not trying. He never tries to swipe things from my backpack. Whenever I go to his house, he tries to sneak the Pokemon Plus
okay,
Plus.
I
want
to hear your case why Will would like Pokemon Sleep.
I do enjoy sleeping.
Apart from sleeping. Apart from not counting the sleep.
That's a good point. half the game is something Will already does. Because Will loves consistency and loves a routine, and Pokemon Sleep is a consistent routine.
You know,
that is true.
He ain't wrong there.
That is true.
That is a very orderly life.
But the question is what are you kicking out of your 5-minute routine to feed some Pokemon?
See, right? And that's what killed Pokemon Go for me, because I have, X number of minutes in the morning to do stuff. And I was like, boy, I am spending all this time sending gifts every single day and trying to do all the Pokemon Go routines that you have to do every single day. And I don't like it. And I don't know why Pokemon Sleep is going to somehow be better.
I would argue that Pokemon Go doesn't really have a routine. Like, yes, there are things you can do every day, like spin a stop, catch a Pokemon, send gifts. But Pokemon Sleep is like, this is the thing you check in the morning. You do your 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, probably closer to 5 minutes. And then you check back in at lunchtime, and then you check in before you go to bed.
3 times a day?
Yeah. Well, I don't check in at lunchtime. They can suffer. I'm at work. They do not need attention. They can play amongst themselves. There are grown adult Pokemon who need to learn how to self-regulate.
Also, they should be on, what is it? The fast? You only eat like 8 hours out of the day?
Yeah, intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting.
Yeah, I feed them in the morning and I feed them at night. And there's an 8-hour break where they don't get food.
This isn't like weightlifting where you're just like slamming chicken and nothing else.
When you're talking to 2 Swobros, you're going to get some intermittent fasting, some...
Okay, and first off, second off, or third off, I don't know where we're at. Particularly, you don't slam chicken, you slam turkey. Here, Will's clanging and banging life hack. If you want to get swole, listen, brother.
Right.
If you want to get swole,
okay.
And this is because, remember, Greg's got the secret knowledge, because there was the whole thing about how I had gone to every grocery store chain in the Twin Cities except for one, and I finally went to that one, and what a game changer.
Lunds and Byerly?
No, I go to Lunds and Byerly's multiple times a week. That's empties my bank account. Trader Joe's. And I can say this now because not only national, international grocery store, but they have, it's under $5. You can get a pound of 99%, 1% turkey, ground turkey.
That is a game changer.
Stuff is magic.
Do you go visit my cousin? My cousin works at Trader Joe's famously.
Does your cousin work at the one Trader Joe's on Washington Avenue that I go to?
I think so. I don't know. I'd have to ask. Walk down the block.
Are you talking about the one downtown?
Okay, but clearly you have lived here and you don't know where Washington. There's only one Washington Avenue.
Yeah, that's the one downtown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. That is the one, because I live downtown, remember?
I know. Trader Joe's is great.
I live downtown, but I go all the way out to White Bear Lake to go to the Trader Joe's in Yes, I go to the one that takes me 15 minutes to drive to, that I can go to during the workday, so I can actually park in the parking lot for free.
They have a parking lot?
They have a parking lot.
Yeah, they do. They
do.
It's between the
game changer.
Trader Joe's and the Jimmy John's.
Yes, if you can go there between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., guaranteed parking. Guaranteed.
I'm working.
What is working in 2024?
This is true.
You could be playing Pokemon Sleep.
For half a pound of 99% lean, 1% ground turkey from Trader Joe's for $5, half a pound, you get 60 grams of protein. 60 grams.
That's a lot of protein.
Who wants to talk about Pokemon? We want to talk about clanging and banging life hacks. Here's number two. You get Progresso low-calorie chicken soup, because you don't know how to cook. You don't know how to make 99% lean ground turkey taste good. So you make sure, you put it in the pan with some avocado oil. Make sure that internal temperature gets to 165 degrees for poultry, kids. Nothing lower. Got to kill the bacteria. You toss that into your low-calorie Progresso chicken soup. You have now got 70 grams of protein, about 300 calories. Meal. And you're not going to be hungry for a while.
What else is important in building muscle? 8 hours of sleep, which is why you should be picking up Pokemon Sleep.
See, masterful.
Okay. Let's run through the 7 days of announcements. Some are more talkable than others. The day one announcement is they've introduced the Ultra Ball, or the Ultra Biscuit, sorry.
The Ultra Biscuit. Get it right or don't get it at all.
They gave everyone one free Ultra Biscuit. So a Poke Biscuit will give you 1 tick towards catching a Pokemon. Great Biscuit is 3 ticks. If you're free, I think it's your free biscuit, Greg, is 3 ticks.
Yeah, unless they're hungry. I only give the ones that are hungry.
And then my free biscuit as a premium player is 4 ticks. And then the Ultra Biscuit is 5 ticks, which is great.
You pay $10 a month to get 1 extra tick?
Oh, yeah. I sure do.
Oh, man.
So we've talked about the Ultra Biscuit being a possible item coming. It is exactly what we wanted it to be, which is like the 5 ticks Ultra Biscuit. What we didn't want it to be was insanely expensive.
Yep.
It is 400 gems for 1 Ultra Biscuit. You're allowed to only buy 3, which is weird in itself. If you just want our money, why did you put a cap on that? 400 gems is like $6 in this game.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. I got my 1 for free, and I said, well, if something I really want happens, I'll use it then. Otherwise, no.
Yeah, very expensive, but it's here. They gave everyone a free one, which is great. So that was the day one surprise.
They're going to add it to the point system at some point, right? Like,
I would assume so.
This is just like a limited time that is this expensive, and then they're going to be like, all right, let's put it in. And
have they done that in the past, within the past year?
It just went in this week.
No, but have there been other items that were introduced one way? Wow.
I think the travel pass
was
introduced.
I thought that was always in the shop for first points.
I feel like they made a big deal about that.
Oh, maybe.
Day 2 is they're increasing the research rank and the Pokemon level cap. So it's going from 55 to 60. And then certain main skills can go from level 6 to level 7. So that's Ingredient Magnet S. That would be your Venusaur, Blastoise, Charizard. Extra Helpful S. Cooking Power S. And then some other max level skills will be unlocked in later updates. Your recipes can go from 55 to 60. And you can expand your storage, your ingredient pockets from 600 to 700. Which, if there's one thing that you should use your gems for, that is like the most helpful, it would be ingredient pocket storage, not to be confused with the item storage.
Yeah. S is the good one, and M is the. I don't understand why. I always read it as small and medium, so I always see as M is better. M is worse than S. Yes.
The only M in the game right now is Charge Strength M.
There's ingredient something M. I saw it.
There's no Ingredient Magnet M yet. There is Ingredient Finder M.
That's it.
Yes.
So is M better? Is M actually medium and S is small? Or is it some sort of weird...
Yes. No, S is small, okay. M is medium, L is large. There's not a lot of things that can go to large besides inventory up large. But these are main skills, which you update with your golden main skill seed.
I did spend
That's right. Yeah,
one
5
golden
minutes
seed.
a day in the morning, 5 mintes at lunch. Yeah, sure, sure. Mm-hmm.
We're really selling Will on this.
Look, you can play it the way I do. I've held onto these golden seeds until I got a shiny wiggly tough, and I was like, "Yep, I'll give you one." There you go, buddy. Good job for being shiny.
Okay, here we go. This one's for Will. To make Pokemon Sleep easier to play, we are doing an adjustment in early August. Bedtime rewards will increase. You will get more rewards for sticking to your bedtime, which I know Will does because he's on a routine. Sleep research rewards, the amount of research XP and dream shards you get from sleep will slightly increase. Rewards when you reach max bonus area. This is a really, really cool change. When you reach a max area bonus, the 5% that would normally go to that will now be automatically divided and distributed across the other areas. So if you have to go to Greengrass for an event, but your Greengrass is already maxed out, you don't have to worry about like, oh, I'm going to lose my bonus. They're going to move that bonus to other areas you haven't been yet.
And unfortunately, I don't keep my sleep routine. I haven't been going to bed at my normal times. I've been sneaking out to the VFW to do karaoke so that when Greg and I have our karaoke battle, I'll have practiced.
Cheater.
I see. This is why I can't win at Pokemon Sleep.
This is why I have my spies sent me video of your singing. So
you did not.
On you.
You did not. Oh.
I saw the girls just want to have fun.
Some spy when there's literally one person who could have done it. There will be repercussions.
There will also be so on day 4, I'm getting through this really quickly. There's an adjustment to allow helper Pokemon with skill specialties to bank main skill uses. Currently, for all helper Pokemon, a main skill will not trigger until it's been used once. After the adjustment, the Pokemon skill's specialty will be able to bank up to 2 of their main skills. So skill Pokemon would be like Wigglytuff, Ralts, any of the EVs, they're all skill Pokemon, whereas like Pokemon like Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, those are ingredient Pokemon, and then you have like Chikorita, Totodile, Cyndaquil, those are berry Pokemon. I did a whole YouTube video about this, that if you are thinking about starting Pokemon Sleep or you just started playing and you feel like you're playing it wrong, I just put out a whole 20-minute YouTube video explaining all of this stuff.
You couldn't get it into 5 minutes? Trust me, my YouTube sweet spot is between 5 and 10 minutes.
Yep.
If it's shorter than 5 minutes, I'm like, why are you wasting my time with this? If it's longer than 10 minutes, I can't get that invested.
You don't want like a three minute YouTube documentary?
There is only
3
one
hour
company that can give me 3 minutes on YouTube, and I will watch, and their initials are WCCO.
Yeah, WCCO is good at keeping it tight.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, you should watch this 4-hour rant fest. And I'm like, no, I don't. It's hard to get through a 4-hour musical, and that's got an intermission and a bunch of songs. To hear some person complain about some person A, I don't know, complain about B, another person I don't know, for 4 hours? What? Why would I do this?
There's some YouTube 4-hour things that are pretty good.
No.
But here's the thing. You are not actually watching with your full attention for that 4 hours.
Will and I are old school where we had to pay attention to the entertainment that we were provided. So
because
4 hours means that we are watching. We are watching that for 4 hours. We can do nothing else because I've allotted my 4 hours to this person complaining about Star Wars.
And that's the real problem, isn't it? Because I've rediscovered my love of reading, and if there's 4 hours to be had, I'm going to be bookworming it up.
Do you just want me to send you the transcript
of
the,
send the
20-minute video?
Send the transcript of the video.
I'm rejecting our AI overlords in their attempts at
transcription. I wrote the script.
Just text it in blocks every morning. Wake up and send a block of text to Will.
Perfect. I will. Okay, so Pokemon that don't have the skill specialty can still only bank one of their main skills. You'll see that your helper Pokemon specialty in the upper right-hand corner. They didn't say when this will go into.
It feels like everything's in August.
Early
August.
I feel
like they're doing everything in August.
So this should make those Pokemon better. I mean, like the if you're a hardcore player, we've talked about this before, how like Golduck is like secretly like the best Pokemon in the game right now because it is a skill Pokemon. So you want Golduck with like skill trigger small, skill trigger medium, like helping speed. And ideally, it can power up Snorlax on any island because of how... But you also need, like, 5 main skill seeds because you have to get that. It's only worth it if you can get the Golduck up to main skill level 7. So this should make Golduck better. But also, you might not see that much of a difference because depending on how often you check the app is how often that stuff triggers. Because in order to start the next trigger, you have to activate the current trigger. So actually, maybe it will be better. Maybe it will be significantly better. But I don't think this fixes like Meowth or Gulpin or any of the or like Ekans. I think those Pokemon are just still bad. Or sorry, Lucario. I think you're also still bad. Like yes, you can bank another Dream Shard Magnet, but it makes some Pokemon better for sure, 100%, but I don't think it fixes a lot of Pokemon. I think some Pokemon are still going to be bad after this.
I mean,
but again, a good update.
When you're attacking Lucario, that's what happens. Miss 1 week and your favorite Pokemon gets attacked.
I think this is an underrated update. And it made me instantly think of Pokemon Go Community Days. So on day 5, they announced in late September, not August, we plan to hold an event that will make it easier to encounter Pokemon that you have not discovered yet, Pokemon Sleep Styles. We also plan to add this bonus to Good Sleep Day in beginning of October to make it easier to encounter Pokemon Sleep Styles you haven't discovered yet. So really, one of the takeaways from this entire update or this entire like news cycle is it feels like they're just making it easier for people to get into this game. Because one of the turnoffs, I think, for new players is like, well, I've been playing for 2 weeks and I keep getting Caterpie or I keep getting Meowth and I want to see something new. Because I think Greg and I would be in agreement to be like, seeing different Pokemon when you wake up is significantly more exciting than seeing Caterpie over and over.
Seeing the same thing over and over and over again, where I hit just take all their pictures and hope something new happens. Today, I got the triplet today. I put up my Quaxley incense thinking I'll finally get a Quaxley. And of course, that was the day 2 decided to show up. And then it was like, they're all in the same pose, but I took the one picture. It's like, there's still 2 new. And it's going to be the same picture. They're in the same pose. Just count them all.
Yeah. So why I think this reminds me of Community Day is because this game's only been out for a year. I would say Good Sleep Day is as close to Community Day as, you know, if you're comparing them, obviously apples and oranges, but still similar in a sense of like everyone should be doing that. But like, what was like the last major update to Community Day in Pokemon Go in 8 years? Like the 4-star raids, I guess, but that's like one thing. Like we're recording this on Saturday because Community Day is tomorrow. And it's Tynamo, it's a new Pokemon. I don't have it shiny, so I am excited to get it. But at the same time, it's like it's been the same thing for 8 years. I just wish Niantic would like turn up the raid slider so there's more raids, or give people like an increased chance of lucky trade, or give us more special trades, because once you do one special trade, like, hey, let's trade Necrozma. I have 115 Necrozma, Greg. Would you like to trade one to for it to be lucky? Okay, cool. We can only do that once today, and that's it. Maybe tomorrow. Like, I don't know what Community Day needs, but I feel like I'm not alone in thinking that it's been a little stale for a little too long.
But Tynamo's one of my favorite Pokemon.
Are you coming out for Community Day
tomorrow? Wander around, catch some Tynamo?
It depends.
Look
There's
at some art.
life things going on.
Sure.
Tynamo is life.
No, Tynamo is a tiny little eel.
Anyways, my takeaway is it's cool that they're like slightly revamping Good Sleep Day to be more exciting, and like more of a I don't want to miss this kind of thing. And then on the 6th day of the Pokemon Sleep's first anniversary, which was July 20th, which is 1 year since the global release, they gave everyone 2,000 sleep points, 1 main skill seed, which is arguably the best item in the game, 10 Poke Biscuits, and 3 Friend Incense. And not to compare it to Pokemon Go, but amazing items. They continue to give super good items throughout the year. This is great. I can't think of like the best time. Like I can't think of a single time where Niantic was incredibly generous at all in 8 years. I got like the closest I could think of is like early Christmas events where you would go out and spin a stop and get an incubator, and they did that for like 7 days or something.
Yeah,
but you still had to actively work for it. Yeah. This you have until the end of September. All you have to do is log in and hit accept, and you get all these rewards. Like it is just crazy the difference between these developers and Niantic.
Pokemon Go wants you to leave your bed. Pokemon Sleep's like, never leave your bed. Never go. Lie there, hit the button, and we'll give you free gifts. They are the anti-movement. These are the two competing Pokemon forces.
Do you think there's a correlation between expensive, like the gems in Pokemon Sleep are expensive? Do you think that the generosity translates into people more willing to pay those prices because they do feel like the generosity is there?
Yeah, I mean, when I spend money in mobile games is when I feel like they've treated me really well. So when like Unite does a bunch of great things, I'm like, oh, you know what? You've done a lot of really great things. I feel very valued as a customer. I'm going to give you some money. I'm going to buy this pack or whatever. Masters does that quite a bit. Every once in a while, I'm like, your prices are outrageous, but every so often, they're like, we're going to give a super discount. And I'm like, you know what? You do a lot of other good things, so I will buy the super discount because you've generated goodwill. I want to give you money that feels reasonable. And I think Sleep does that. And so, like, they do a lot of generosity really well, where I don't think Pokemon Go does do generosity very well. I think a lot of people, I heard this a lot at Go Fest, was like, another dollar for this. They just need to get their dollars. Another dollar for this. Like, there's a lot of people who are just like resigned to, because they spend so much money to get to New York, that I guess I'm just going to spend more. And there's like,
ooh, sunk cost fallacy in Pokemon Go.
None of that sounded like you were excited to spend this money. It sounded like, well, I might as well. Like, I guess I'm here and I need to do something today.
Yeah. Not even like, there are good values in Pokemon Go. Like, I think if you did buy the $15 Go Fest ticket, you got your Solgaleo, you got your Marshadow, you got your Necrozma for free, you got more than enough raid. Like, the raid passes alone gives you your stuff. You get your increased shiny chance. Like, I'm not saying there's not good values in Pokemon Go. There are. And Go Fest was fine. It was good. Like, I enjoyed it. There's just moments of like like, what was Niantic's 8-year anniversary? It was, you could give us $5 for this anniversary bundle.
Well, just wait for the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah,
that's when it really means
they're gonna
something.
break all the stuff.
I am bitter. There's no, I was gonna say maybe I'm not bitter. I am bitter,
yeah.
but I do think that it's not too late for Niantic to go down a path like Pokemon Masters or like Pokemon Sleep and actually be generous and actually reward players to like reestablish that goodwill. I was gonna say the last time they gave us like something free was like that free seasonal pass, not this season, but the one before. But it didn't. It was like, oh, get an encounter with a Lilligant. Like, I guess sure, get an encounter with a Alolan Diglett. Like, it wasn't that great. And there are things in Pokemon Go that do feel valuable that people would appreciate, like remote raid passes or like super incubators. Like, it costs Niantic nothing to be like, happy anniversary. Here are 3 super incubators. Have a great week.
Yeah.
Or like, we're doing an egg hatcha thing. Here's 2. I don't even like understand the logic against it, because if you're doing an event that requires you to get out of the house and like hatch eggs, I feel like giving your customers 3 free incubators prior to that event would probably, maybe I'm wrong, probably lead them to buy more incubators, because they'd be like, oh man, this. Well,
I use my 3. I'm done.
But like, I'm already out. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll throw them $1.
Yeah. There's a lot that I think they could be more generous about. And
we are recording this before the day 7 announcement, so we probably get that in like 4 hours. So when this podcast goes up, we'll know what day 7 is. I'm gonna guess it's an island.
Yeah, there's gonna be a new island.
I feel like a new area is the final thing here. It's probably the most exciting thing they could do is a new island. And also going back to like the 6 days prior to this, it sounds like, again, they want new players to feel like they're leveling up faster. They want new players to feel like they're getting more sleep styles. More sleep styles unlocks those new islands. So it feels like, even if you just look at what they've announced, it kind of feels like they're leading up to a new island. Yeah. Which, like, if you remember when they announced Lapis Lakeside, people were like over the moon excited to be like,
they're bringing fairy types in.
New island. With new islands, so bring new Pokemon.
We have regular island, water island, cave island, snow island, and fairy island, right?
Yes.
So are we getting like Dragon Island? Are we going to get an official Fire Island?
There was
Fire Island, P-Town,
Steel Island,
Sword Island.
I think there was speculation that there was like a swamp island that was being worked on, and a volcano island.
Graveyard Island.
That would be cool.
I could go for Volcano Island. Except, I think don't a lot of fire types show up in the Cave Island?
Yeah.
So maybe not. Maybe Swamp Island. What would be in a like?
Swamp would probably be like Bug, Electric, and
Poison.
Ghost.
Poison.
Oh, Poison. Yeah, we don't have Poison. Yeah. I think there's only 6 types left that don't have islands. It's
Why
like
would
Steel.
Electric be in a swamp?
Like bugs. There's a lot of bugs that are electric.
Fireflies.
Like charge a bug.
That's such a stretch. No.
What are all the ones that are in the Great Marsh in Diamond and Pearl? Quagsire?
Yeah, I guess well, we already have Ground, right? Ground is already the cave. I think there's only 6 types left, which means there would only be 2 islands left, but I can't imagine that they would just stop at 2. No. Like, they could do another island, but just a different combination of Pokemon. Yeah. Like, oh, we're repeating Fairy, but now it's Fairy and Steel and Dragon instead of Fairy fighting Psychic. Maybe. I think this game is doing really well after a year, so I think they have a little bit of legs to keep going. All right, speaking of keeping going, let's take a break. And then when we come back, we have Croc news, not as in crocodiles, as in the shoes. And Greg is really excited that Pokemon Unite's doing something cool. So,
I'm so excited.
So we will be
debatable.
We will be right back. And we are back from our break. Pokemon Unite. It is their 3rd anniversary.
Yeah.
Which you would think that TCG Pocket would be out around now, since like there's a lot of Pokemon anniversaries. To be fair, it's technically our 14th anniversary of this podcast. Around
July 20
yeah, right around your birthday, so the end of the month.
It's right around your birthday.
Yeah. So it would be in a couple days, but we're recording this early. So it's a little bittersweet to have Will back on the show for around
more bitter than sweet. More bitter than sweet.
Yeah, it's very bitter. It's a bitter moment.
Garbage King. That's who posted this update.
Yeah, garbage. Good old TPCI Garbage King.
We did this last time. They posted a producer letter. They have a website that they were updating with news.
Yep.
And they just gave up on that.
Yep.
And they are just community.pokemon.com.
Here you go.
They have a website. They could just Control C, Control V. They could put it on both.
That's anyways. It says, I don't know if you know that the entire world crashed. All the computers crashed over the weekend and haven't come back, so nobody can go anywhere and get money. So
that was real annoying yesterday.
Happy 3rd anniversary, trainers. We have 150 million downloads of Pokemon Unite worldwide, celebrating the 3rd anniversary. We are also introducing a new Defender Pokemon, Ho-Oh, and we have some upcoming changes. Ho-Oh, as of yesterday, as of July 19th, has appeared in the game.
Yep.
Is Ho-Oh actually categorized as the Rainbow Pokemon?
Yeah.
I thought it was the Phoenix Pokemon for some reason.
Yep. It's the Rainbow Pokemon.
We don't need to go through Ho-Oh. We've already talked about what Ho-Oh does. Here's the good stuff. EX license changing. When EX license were introduced in December of 2023, which is weird to think about because other Pokemon were introduced before that, but then were changed to EX when EX came out. The intention was to express the strength of legendary Pokemon in a way that is easy for anyone to experience. This categorization was also introduced to not only help balance battles, but to add dimensionality to them by introducing weakness in exchange for strength. After reviewing feedback from players via surveys, we found that the system was well received by new players and those unfamiliar with Pokemon. However, we also found that players wanted a more balanced experience for the power levels of EX to be on par with other Unite license. What's more is some ranked seasons have restricted, reducing the number of Pokemon that could be selected. We felt that this took away some of the fun in battles. Based on our findings, we have determined that EX license haven't been adding a new dimensionality of fun. They love that word. To Unite battles, and we were aiming for, and what we were aiming for, and fundamentally a revision is necessary. Therefore, EX license classification will be removed with the September 2024 update. The following Pokemon will be rebalanced: Zacian, Mega Mewtwo X, Mega Mewtwo Y, Miraidon. I'm assuming Ho-Oh, because Ho-Oh was EX.
This is my jam. This is my song. This is the
Greg
song of the summer.
Very excited. For our audio listeners, Greg was dancing.
I saw it.
But some of these Pokemon existed before EX and then were categorized as EX, and now they're removing EX. So as I understand the excitement, Greg, but I also the bitterness in me is they were still overpowered before EX. So how much are they actually going to change?
So, I mean, the EX came around because they were leaving them overpowered and refusing to do anything about it. So EX was like they're sort of, we're going to classify them as EX, and then we're going to leave them overpowered, and we don't have to worry about balancing them. And it's funny because like new players loved it. Yeah, because new players could jump in, grab the Pokemon, and then nuke everything on the field. You hit one button, and then you won. Of course, new players loved it. But anybody who played the game beyond that quickly they were just a drag. It just was awful to play against, especially as you went against Zacian, Mewtwo, Y, and Miraidon on the same team, and then a Blissey. You're like, well, this is just going to be awful. This is absolutely no fun. And so they have been dodging this balancing of these Pokemon by labeling them EX for almost a year now, where they're like, well, it's fine that they're overpowered, they're EX, and then we'll just ban them wasn't
there a thing where you could only have one EX on your team?
Yeah, so when they are in master rank, but it's in master rank only. That was the other problem. Most of the game you had to play against these really unbalanced, unfun Pokemon, and then you'd get into master rank, and it's like, well, suddenly the one that you've been playing this entire time is banned, or you can only have one of them. And so people had no idea how to play any of the other ones because all they did was play this overpowered thing to Masters, and then they got to Masters, couldn't play the thing they've been playing, and now everybody in Masters is suffering because you don't have something else to fall back on.
I see. So, that makes sense of why they explained it that way.
Yes. So it just, especially when they got banned. So you'd play Mewtwo all the way up to Masters, and suddenly it was banned, and you couldn't play it in Masters anymore. And then everybody in Masters was struggling with people learning new Pokemon and trying to figure out what they were doing. It because they refused to balance them, caused more problems for long-time players than I think good. And universally, this is the thing that we've all been waiting for. It's like, just take it away and balance them like every other Pokemon in the game. Like, Buzzwole can be completely broken. Cramorant can be completely broken. Sometimes better than EXs, but you refuse to sort of do the work to bring these 5 special Pokemon in line with everything else. So it's just been an ongoing drag on your existing group of people. And of course, they can't do the bounces till September because Worlds is coming up, and they can't risk Worlds. They can't undo what everybody has been training to go into Worlds with these Pokemon and these the way the game is now. So post Worlds, this is going to go in, and hopefully we'll finally get balance across the board. Plus, we'll get to it in the next, but it also makes more sense in what they say in the next parts of the letter.
That says, with a roster of over 60 Pokemon to choose from, some have unfortunately not received many adjustments, while some have been seen as staples in battles. Because of this, we want to make sure everyone can play their favorite Pokemon. We will be making balance adjustments once a month and making small adjustments in between to ensure a fresh battle experience.
It's like been a year since Eldegoss has had a major update of any kind, and that's my main. And so it's just like every patch, I'm like, okay, well, I'm still playing this. Everybody's moving in and out. Things are getting better, except for my main.
So we have to
you haven't
debuff
touched
Eldegoss, is what you're saying. All right.
Yeah, I mean they did nerf part of Eldegoss's thing, but haven't buffed it. The biggest issue is just you go through sections where they have so greatly increased some that a lot of others are just you're not going to play them. Like for a long time, it's like, oh, there's a Garchomp on my team. Well, I guess we lose because they hadn't touched Garchomp in like 5 months.
Garchomp used to be the play.
Yeah, it used to be. Well, it's getting back there again. But that's part of the problem. They just haven't been looking at the entire roster because they've been really focused on these are the Pokemon that our Unite leagues use. And so we're going to give all of our attention to them, and everything else fell behind. So with getting rid of EX, plus saying they're going to start balancing every month, there's a hope that a lot more things will be better for the general play groups, for people who just play the game, who aren't ever looking to be in a tournament, who are just looking to play their favorite Pokemon and have fun.
Hot take. I think this balancing every month does not last long. This reminds me of this reminds me of Niantic saying we're going to send out an update every month giving you behind the scenes of what's happening, and it lasted exactly like 3 months before they gave up on it. The only reason I say that is because other games, Will is here, so I'm going to use Destiny as an example. Bungie did this with Destiny. They were like, we're gonna hot fix guns quicker, and that's going to make the Crucible a better experience, because instead of Suros regime running around everywhere, we're going to tweak these guns, and it didn't work. I love the optimism of like, we're going to update every month and we're going to do minor tweaks, but a meta is still a meta, and like things will just rise and be good, and until you severely nerf them, they will stay.
I mean, and there's also the additional issue of, right, is the meta the way it is because the particular item, like the particular gun or Pokemon, is overpowered, or is it the way it is because player skills are able to facilitate anything to be good? And if they keep balancing the meta repeatedly, people who are only good because they can play one Pokemon really, really well are going to leave, because they don't want to keep learning new Pokemon, right? It's the same thing with Destiny, right? I don't want to have to keep learning a new gun. I want to get the best gun and play that one.
This is my comfort gun.
I mean, the only thing that sort of I would put a little bit of a caveat on that is their season cycle is about a month and a half. So I can see them sort of after every season reviewing what happened in that season and doing the minor changes that they're talking about over the board. Like, they get a lot of data in each season. So I kind of see, I think once a month is probably pie in the eye.
Pie in the eye. You're right. It is pie in the eye. Thinking.
Yeah.
Pie in the eye. When I get pie in my eyes.
Yeah. I mixed it up with the song. That's Amore. But I do think hopefully they are looking at, after every season, we are going to start looking at how that season went and making changes. I think like a month and a half is far more realistic and something they would actually do.
They also say, we believe that the best way to drive change in Unite battles is by adding new playable Pokemon to Pokemon Unite. While we introduced fewer Pokemon in 2024 than previous years, we plan to pick up the pace following the 2024 World Championships in August. So please look forward to having more Pokemon join the Unite roster later this year. And finally, as we celebrate our 3rd anniversary, we want to thank you for your feedback you've provided. Your passion and continued support is important. Our team will continue to take on challenges in order to meet your expectations. So that was their update. Thank you, TPCI Garbage King.
I'd said before that it felt like we were just not getting Pokemon this year. Like, the drip was so small.
I remember, yes. So
I'm hopeful that they pick it back up again. I think that's also what, like, I also, they tend to do balances around new Pokemon. So if they do a new Pokemon every 3 weeks, I can see them also being like, we're introducing a new Pokemon, let's make a couple of minor changes, and calling that we've updated. But I am excited that they will add more. Like, what League of Legends has 8 million. Pokemon Unite can pick up the pace.
They do. Yeah, three years of Unite. What was it? 4 years of Cafe Remix we talked about last week. 1 year of Sleep. What else is there? Masters is
Masters is hitting
September. September?
Yeah, Masters is end of August, beginning of September.
Yeah, and Masters will be 4.
Yep.
So
I also want to say for people, the Ho-Oh thing is live. The solo queue is live. Doing the things in solo queue counts. If you have never played an attacker or a defender and it says play a defender in one game, go into casual solo queue, it will count it, and you can still move up the board. You do not have to do it in ranked. You don't have to do it in unless the board mission says play a ranked battle. You can do all the things solo by yourself and make progress to getting Ho-Oh for free. So now is the time to jump in if you want to get Ho-Oh and you don't want to pay for it. Solo queue is available. It's easy to do on casual, and it counts towards the goals.
Got it. Let's switch over to Pokemon Go.
Yeah, where's my Crocs news?
Crocs, I want to get Pokemon Go out of the way. I know everyone's at the edge of their seat for the Croc news. I know. Because GoFest is over.
Entire time.
Because GoFest is over, we had some bonuses added. One of those bonuses were Tandemaus was added to the game. So you can go find a Tandemaus. It's a 1 in 100 chance to get a family of 3, a 99 out of 100 chance for a family of 4.
Man, the Pokemon that ruined Scarlet and Violet for me right there. Go ahead, put it in Pokemon Go.
You didn't like
Oh, no, I don't like you. Because I said people have been giving me too many spoilers of Scarlet and Violet. It's ruining the game for me. And then you were like, well, what's been your favorite Pokemon in the game so far? And I think I was like, oh, the little grass fire dude. And you're like, the mice are really cute. And I was like, I haven't seen any mice. So now you've ruined the mice for me. Thank you. And I came across them once and I said, these are the ones Steve was talking about. And I turned it off and never played it again. Never.
First off, half of that story is fabricated. Secondly, we saw the mice in the one
which
early trailer.
Fabricated? Oh, that I liked the fire grass dude, the jalapeno?
That's his name now, jalapeno.
Jalapeno.
I think the ultra bonus unlocks were not
villain, right?
Skullvillain, yes. Caspakid.
Caspakid.
I don't think the ultra unlock bonuses were that great. I think most Pokemon fans know, whether they like or don't like Lucario, that Mega Lucario is incredibly popular. So it is making its raid debut on Saturday, July 27th from 11 to 5. Mega Lucario will be more frequently appearing in raids. You will get 5 free raid passes, increased chance for shiny Lucario. I think for these past raid events, it's like a 1 in 10 chance or something like that. 1.5 more XP from battles, increased chance of getting rare candy XL from in-person raid battles, not remote. But you can remote for $2. You can remote up to 20 times from Friday to Saturday if you care to do so. I just want to point out, though, they're saying specifically increased chance of XL rare candy from in-person raid battles. And they'll add a Lucario mask. We're really running out of megas here. We have Camerupt and Sharpedo, which makes sense if they're holding on to those. If there's going to be a Team Aqua, Team Magma day, I guess.
Do we have Mega Sableye yet?
We don't have Mega Sableye. We don't have Audino.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't have Mewtwo. And there's no way they're saving Mewtwo for a GoFest or a Kanto Tour 2.0.
It's the 30th anniversary in 2026. That's when it's going to happen.
We don't have Mega Metagross either.
True.
Which Metagross?
Do we have Mega Beedrill?
Yes, that was the free one.
Oh yeah, that's right. We have Mega Pidgeot.
It's been so long. They've really milked Megas for the last 4 years.
And now there's going to be a whole bunch of new Megas in Pokemon ZA.
Yeah, and in ZA.
That's true. Yeah, ideally there would be more Megas.
Oh no, I'm telling you,
more Megas
I
to do.
spoke to the folks at Game Freak, and they told me they're using this opportunity to rebalance the Megas and add additional Megas.
They were like, Pokemon Go is running out of Megas. Let's make a main series game to introduce more Megas.
Yep. All part of the cycle.
I think this is fine, like Lucario Raid Day. I really thought they were going to do like Lucario in like a Go Fest or something, or not just give it a Raid Day, but sure, I guess. Better than
They've got to get the old Megas cleared out before they start bringing in the new ones. They're going to be like a little bit of an overlap. They'll save like the really good Megas, like Mega Sableye, for like the overlap period, but they got to get most of this stuff cleared out. Inventory price to go.
Also, starting next week, July 25th, there will be the Strength of Steel event, which will have the Togedemaru shiny debut, sorry. Alolan Sandshrew, Magnemite, Pineco, Nosepass, Aeron, Beldum, Bronzor, Ferroseed, Galarian, Stunfisk, Togedemaru will all be appearing. If you're lucky trainers, you may encounter a shiny Togedemaru. If you have not seen shiny Togedemaru, you're in for a world of disappointment. It is one of the worst shinies they have done.
Is it worse than Ghastly?
Yes. Yeah, 100%. Ghastly in Pokemon Go's shiny actually looks pretty good. I would say that Togedemaru is like borderline on par with Elekid for being a bad shiny.
Ooh.
It's not great. It makes like shocking difference between like Dedene's shiny and Togedemaru's shiny. Like Dedene's shiny, one of the best. It's bad.
It just turns brown, right?
Togedemaru?
Yeah.
It becomes like a lighter gray color.
Well, I mean, I guess it looks more brown to me, but
I'm not there yet. You guys are hogging up all my internet. I can barely load a JPEG here.
A live reaction to shiny Togedemaru. It's barely different.
Why bother? Why did you even get out of bed?
The biggest thing they could do for Gen 10 is
rework all of the shinies. Get rid of half the greens.
No, I would rather have an ugly green than whatever they did to Togedemaru. Just make Togedemaru an ugly green at that point. It would be way better.
I mean, it's also like the Cerulege shiny, which I'm like, I have one and I can never tell.
Oh, the eye color?
Yeah, the eye color.
Yeah. Yeah, I think these Ultra Unlocks were not super great, but it's fine. I would also suspect, we are recording this on July 20th, I would suspect maybe in the next week or two, they're going to announce Safari Zones. I think when we looked at last Safari Zone announcements, they were near the end of July. They obviously don't want to announce them before Go Fest because they want all eyes on Go Fest and those specific events. But I would guess there should be like 3 Safari Zones for the rest of the year. I don't know where they would be. Korea, I don't see why they would skip Korea at this point. Because 1, it's very easy for other Asian countries to travel to Korea. 2, heck, they did Jeju Island randomly one year. Then they did Seoul, and then they did another, and then they did Goyang. So I think Korea is probably on the list. I would not be surprised if they went back to Mexico. I think, again, very easy for Americans to get to. They've done 2 or 3 events in Mexico. They did that one that was on Pokemon Day that kind of got canceled. Do you remember when they announced an event? Was it for like Saudi Arabia? and then that one got canceled. But the Mexico one still stayed. What city was that?
I don't remember.
But then they did Mexico City. I don't know where in Europe they would pick. They picked Barcelona last time. I could easily see them going back to Germany. I saw rumors of maybe Italy. I don't know a lot of things about Italy. Maybe they have big parks.
I mean, Italy's nothing but parks.
Parks and coliseums.
Parks and coliseums. And canals.
I don't think America, for the record, I think America doesn't get a Safari Zone because we get Go Tour. But that's why I think they compromise with like Mexico because it's pretty close.
Maybe they do Canada.
Canada. What was the one they had in Canada that one time? It was it Ontario? Montreal. I think it was Montreal because people from New York drove to it.
Yeah.
Toronto, Vancouver. Toronto would probably make the most sense, I think.
I'd go back to Toronto. It's an expensive city, but it was.
I mean, Vancouver is even more expensive, so let's not go there.
Yeah, Vancouver is more expensive.
They've done a world championship in Vancouver and a regionals, I think, in Vancouver. Yeah, I would expect 3 Safari Zones, and yeah, maybe. I think there's supposed to be an event in December in like Brazil.
Heck yeah, on my way.
And I think they're doing another Indonesian event soon as well. I think it's the same stuff though, where it's like the Bali Pikachu with the shirt and the Bali Pikachu with the balloons. I don't think it's too different from that, but I think they're repeating that. I guess if they don't do South Korea, they could do like Taiwan. That's been a pretty popular place for Pokemon Go. Also very popular for Pokemon Sleep, as we talked about last week. So yeah, I guess they could do that. I think, yeah. That gives us. We covered all our mobile games, so let's take one more break, and then we have Comic-Con news, and we have the Crocs. We can finally talk about the Crocs. So we will be right back. And we are back from our break. Pokemon will be at Comic-Con. This is off Bulba Garden. Or actually, I think there's also Pokemon.com actually also talked about this too. July 12th. Yes, Pokemon.com. Add Roy's Fuecoco to your Pokemon Scarlet and video game soon. The final Paldean first partner. They don't start Pokemon anymore. The final Paldean first partner Pokemon from Pokemon Horizons is on the way. We already had Lico's Sprigatito, docked Quaxley, and starting on July 26th, via mystery gift, players will be able to add Roy's Fuecoco. Speaking of exciting Pokemon Horizons activity, if you're planning on attending Comic-Con International, be sure to stop by the Pokemon booth 235, where you can catch the latest animation and check out what else is going on at the event. Check back on July 26th for details on how to add Roy's Fuecoco and how to add it to your game. In the meantime, look forward to more exciting adventures in Pokemon Horizons, the series, this year.
Didn't it just used to be called San Diego Comic-Con? Is the international part new, or have I just not been paying attention to the change?
As far as I remember, it was only San Diego Comic-Con, yeah.
The logo says San Diego Comic-Con International.
I feel like the international is new.
I agree.
I feel did that change? When did that change? Where have I been?
They're gradually removing the comic part of it, and it's just going to become San Diego Con International.
International. It's just an international con.
Because as far as I know, like all the actual comic book people are pushed into a corner somewhere.
Yeah, they're in a corner. Nobody cares about them anymore.
They're saying that Pokemon will be at booth 235, and it will be an interactive walkthrough where fans will play the role as a trainer, setting off with their own Pokemon adventure with the Rising Volt Tacklers. You can learn about the world and characters of Pokemon Horizons, and you get to a chance to participate in giveaways for merchandise. Visitors at the booth will also be able to purchase a variety of Pokemon Center products. There will be demos of Scarlet and Violet.
I mean, I guess.
There will be more in-depth demonstrations on shiny hunting, training Pokemon for 7-star raids. In addition to visitors will also be able to pick up a code card for the mystery gift to receive Roy's Fuecoco. These code cards will go out on the preview night on July 24th. I would assume the code card would have the same mystery gift code as everyone else. So even though they said on July 26th it'll be for everyone, I can't imagine they would make unique codes for a Pokemon we're all getting.
Yeah, why would... I mean, why? I mean, the only way is to, like, track how many are used, I guess. Like, how much traction they got off of that, I guess. Like, if they had unique codes. But that's like a lot of expense for that.
Well, I mean, it's also weird that they're demoing Scarlet and Violet. So maybe they're, like, trying to get in people who haven't played Pokemon in 40 years. And they're like, here's also a card for a special Pokemon that secretly we know you could have gotten over the internet, but you don't know what the internet is yet. So take a card.
I don't think that's that weird, because at PAX East, they had demos of Scarlet and Violet and Legends, and the line for Legends was incredibly long.
They got to demo something.
Yeah, they have to demo something.
The demo for Detective Pikachu, not that long.
Not that long.
There'll be more stuff here at Comic-Con. Jazzwares. I'm just going to point... The CEO of Jazzwares is a terrible person. I'm just going to point that out. You can look up his history if you want to. That's fine. I'm not a fan. Unfortunately, as it turns out, Jazzwares does work with the Pokemon Company on stuff, so I'm going to read what's there. My point still stands. That guy's terrible. Anyways, the Jazzwares booth will be carrying I guess goodbye to my future Jazzwares sponsorship. They will be
Jazzwares, hit me up. I sold my soul to corporations a long time ago.
They will be carrying an exclusive Kanto region team figure set featuring popular Pokemon. They will be also offering a special opportunity with a certain fiery Pokemon. I actually don't know if that's supposed to be like Charizard or Fuecoco.
Charizard.
Insight Editions booth, which is 2129, will have a special discounted Pokemon book bundle purchase, which will contain My Pokemon Cookbook gift set and amazing Pokemon paper crafts. There will be a Hallmark booth. I'm not making this up. Booth 3348. They will be stocking their own Pokemon Premier Ball ornament. All of these items.
Have you seen it?
I have not.
Oh man, I want it.
This says Greg written all
it is.
over
It is so my thing, and I want it.
All of these exclusive items will be available while supplies last, so fans will need to get in quick to pick them up. Hallmark's Pokemon Premier Ball will also be available at New York Comic-Con later this year. There are more exhibitors carrying Pokemon merchandise. Funko, booth 5341, is offering oversized Pop Jumbo Arceus.
Oh.
Which, okay, I didn't know there were... That sounds all right, I guess. Loungefly, booth 5145, will be carrying a new Pokemon Collective line of accessories, a full range of Pokemon plastic model kits being available. Bandai Spirits, which is booth 3837. They will be carrying the plastic models. Loungefly has like the purses and the backpacks. Gallery Games, which is booth 1035, will be carrying a range of Pokemon TCG products as well as other merchandise. I actually don't know what that is, because normally like the official Pokemon TCG merch is either their own stuff or it's like Ultra Pro. And maybe Ultra Pro won't be there, or maybe their contract with Ultra Pro.
I mean, it very much looks like this is just a game store that will also be holding Pokemon tournaments throughout San Diego Comic-Con. Okay. I'm sorry, San Diego Con International.
So it's not like play mats and deck boxes.
I mean, it probably is, but packs and everything like that you'd find at any game store. But they're also running like 4 days worth of TCG events, like like a TO would do, like at a regionals.
Have they done that before?
I don't pay attention to San Diego Con International.
I think so.
Apart from Twilight Masquerade event on Saturday, all of the above Pokemon trading card events at Comic-Con are free. Prizes will be awarded to top players. Registration for each event closes 30 minutes before start time. Players who do not have a deck can borrow one from Gallery Games booth. Participation in the Twilight Masquerade event is $35 and requires registration. All participants will receive the Twilight Masquerade build and battle box, which I can't remember if that's $35 on its own. But there's a bunch of free events if you're going.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of merchandise you can pick up. Nowhere in this press release on Bulba Garden do they say that the items here are exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con, which I know there are normally. Like, you can only get this at this event, and this Winnie the Pooh Funko Pop is exclusive to Comic-Con and it's worth $200 on eBay. It doesn't seem like the Arceus or the Premier Ball from Hallmark are exclusive. It just seems like this is the first time you'd be able to purchase it.
Yeah, it's the first time you'll be able to get them. I sent you a link to the mini balls that I'm probably going to buy from Hallmark because they're so cool.
The mini ball, like the ones that go on your tree.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, speaking of merchandise, I see.
Yeah, they're good.
These look plastic.
Ball. It's a good set.
Well, speaking of merch, Crocs. This is the third collaboration with Crocs. I can't remember. But there are new Crocs coming in 2024. There was a Pikachu-themed classic clog that came out, and now they're expanding their collection with Gen 1 Pokemon featuring Gengar, Charizard, Snorlax, and Jigglypuff. I think last week somewhere I said recently that I feel like Jigglypuff's not that popular anymore. But here we are.
You are incorrect.
Here we are. Eat that pie in your eye.
Okay. Each clog is enhanced with a unique gibbet charm to highlight the characteristic. These charms include characters and other thematic events that evoke their distinct personality traits. Each clog has the sport mode strap and footbed feature with the Pokeball logo. And it looks like they are set to be $70, which I think is a $10 increase from the original Pokemon Crocs. I'm almost positive they were $60.
That does
Pokemon
sound a
tax
bit.
is increasing.
Yeah, like a regular Croc is usually around 50, right? If you can't get it on
just
sale.
like a black Croc or a white Croc is like $50. You gotta wait for those clocks to be in the clearance bin for like $25.
When they order too many.
They never have my size in the clearance bin.
Your feet's too big.
Correct.
Yeah, so we have a Jigglypuff Croc, which is just pink and white. It comes with a Jigglypuff Gibbet, which you could put that on any Croc, but if you specifically want that, usually the Gibbets, which are the charms that you put in the Croc hole. I'm explaining
I hate
Croc.
every moment of
the
this.
Croc ventilation, yes.
you would put those gibbets are exclusive to those Crocs, so I don't think you'll be able to buy the Jigglypuff separately. Is what I'm saying. So the Jigglypuff Croc is pink and white.
But what you can do is you go to the Croc store, you take the Jigglypuff off the Jigglypuff Croc, you put it in your pocket.
Don't tell our viewers to steal.
This is why we can't have Will on.
If they cared, they'd make them unstealable somehow.
The Charizard Croc is black and red with Charizard and like a little fireball gibbet. Gengar Croc is purple and black, which is actually probably the one that looks the coolest with Gengar on it. And then I don't know what that's supposed to be, like a psychic wave gibbet. And then the Snorlax Croc is blue and white with Snorlax gibbet, and then it looks like little Z's, a little Z gibbet for sleeping.
It also has like a little flower, like a gray and white flower on the Snorlax one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the on the Gengar one and the Charizard one, whatever that side, it looks like something you'd go see a doctor about if you discovered it. It's like,
yeah, it's a little cysty.
Something. Like I got a little rash going on here. I need some ointment.
This is fine. The Gen 1 stuff is really overplayed. I don't really like connect with any 4 of these Pokemon.
What?
Gengar gets more merch than people realize. There's just so much. I mean,
that's fine. I would buy the Gengar Crocs and take the gibbets off and just wear the Gengar Crocs.
I think the Gengar Crocs would look better without the gibbets.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I think this like Naruto star piece and the the psychic egg thing on the Gengar Crocs just look awkward.
I believe it.
You know, they did Crocs of like Frankenberry and Booberry. Do you remember those? And they were so good.
They do Crocs of lots of things, but
yeah, these just the Naruto Crocs. I don't even like Naruto. I know nothing about Naruto, and those Crocs were awesome. These just seem very low effort.
You can get the Frankenberry Crocs on Amazon for $40.
There you go. My issue is that I only wear my Crocs when I'm doing relatively destructive things, like primarily like riding my bike. Right, riding my bike. That's where the Crocs are king. If you're out doing a long distance bike ride, absolutely.
You don't want those shoes that like lock into your pedals?
I certainly do not. For the number of times that I have fallen off my bike, I don't want to be locked into my bike ever. So I don't want to spend a lot of money on Crocs when I know that, they might get sucked into a mud hole on the side of the Minnesota River like a previous pair of my Crocs did.
Where are you biking? How are you
on the banks of the Minnesota River, clearly.
Mississippi. There's been a lot of rain if you haven't noticed.
Now, see, scrubs bike along the Mississippi because it's paved. The Minnesota River is all dirt. So that's where you're real. That's the real biking.
Hey, if there's like an electric bike company that wants to sponsor the show and send us bikes, please do so.
I need a new electric bike.
Did you have one? Did you have an electric bike previously?
Yeah, I did.
Here's a very strange and interesting fact is that nobody needs an electric bike. You could just ride a bike, a regular bike. It's
amazing. Have you ever tried going up a hill, Will? It's a lot of work.
I do that quite frequently, actually.
And what if you had a little bzzz and you get up that a little easier?
Little zip.
Way more than both of you combined, and I still managed to get myself up those hills. So
I don't think I've ever told you guys this or the podcast this. This is the 14th anniversary story. My parents... My parents made me bike to middle school every single day in Wisconsin, rain or shine or snow. There was no bus line, and there was no "we are driving you to school." it was just I biked every day for a full year because after that I transferred schools. Not great, not a great experience. To get to school and already be soaking wet on my like $100 probably Walmart bike that they.
Oh yeah, high quality.
Definitely got me. It was probably like a 20-minute bike ride.
You have the option of having a little boost. It's nice when you've overextended yourself and you're super tired and you're like, I just need to get home. I need a little boost.
No.
Electric
what's
bikes
wrong with that?
That's when you dig deep, you take a shot of coffee, some caffeine, and you go.
This is how your Crocs get sucked into the banks of the Mississippi.
I want an electric bike that has a basket in the back, but I can also take it off and put like a little seat back there. So I could, I could be like, Greg, let me give you a ride home.
The amazing thing about bikes is, with a screwdriver, you could take anything off.
True.
And put a seat back there.
Can you add things on?
And anyways, you got to do the pegs, like on what was that movie that I've never seen?
Oh yeah. That's dangerous.
Life is dangerous.
You want to stand on some pegs? You know what's dangerous?
Stand in general.
You know what's dangerous is when I'm in any big city and there are like 2 people on one of those electric scooters.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy to me. And like I'm on my one wheel a lot. I wear a helmet. I probably go about 14, 15 miles an hour. It's like an electric skateboard, so there's no handlebar. And I am like cautiously, like I feel like 15 miles an hour is pretty fast on a skateboard.
It's not, but go off, King.
Well, I will be no, because the speed limit on the bike trails in Minneapolis is 10 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Yes. So 15 miles an hour is pushing it.
So I'm going like 14, 15 on an electric skateboard, and then 2 people on a single scooter will zoom past me, no helmet, no fear, and they are just going.
Those scooters are a menace. Absolutely.
That's great. Like I've ridden one of the electric scooters. They're fine. Like I've definitely taken one from point A to point B, and I was very cautious on them and didn't go nearly as fast as they could go. But that's crazy talk. 2 people on a scooter going like 20 miles an hour. You're out of your, with no helmet, you're out of your minds. Mm-hmm. Although electric bike does sound nice.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyways, if you're listening to this and you'd like to sponsor the show,
if you want, give Steve and I bikes and we can zip around Will.
What is the name of the bike company that's like the big Minnesota bike company? Although they're not in Minnesota anymore. Oh, it's like Good Bikes Incorporated or something like that. They bought Surly.
Oh, yeah.
They bought the beer company?
Oh, Surly Bikes existed before Surly Beer.
Oh, okay. I was real confused for a moment.
You even seen my bike. You know I ride a Surly.
Who did buy them?
I have.
Why is that number thing going? Make it stop. Oh, that's disturbing.
It's going down. Losing followers.
What number thing?
Behind him.
Oh. I'm not seeing this on my screen, but I now know where to look. And yes.
But anyway, Santa Cruz has an electric mountain bike, which is probably the only electric bike that I would find acceptable.
I mean, I go to REI sometimes because I'm forced to. And I always look at those electric bikes and I'm like,
yeah,
that's it right there.
That's it. They come in good colors too.
You know what also comes in good colors is paint. And you just
Aaron's
paint.
not here. We can't go to REI.
I know. Aaron was here.
And one of us actually had a purpose to go to REI. It was neither you nor I.
I was like, do you want to go to REI? And he was like, no, I'm good. I was like, okay. Well, that's our episode for you guys today.
There's one more piece of important information at the end of every episode.
Oh,
that
that's
Will
true.
Is on.
That is true.
That Will is on. Oh Lord.
Will, do you want to give us our Pokemon of the week?
All right. Do you remember what the last one was?
It's Chatot.
It's not Chatot. Here it goes. This regal and rotund late edition evolution Pokemon features an inverted Wi-Fi indicator emanating from negative dimension Gengar's head on its torso.
Or Beetle.
Paldean Wooper.
Licky licky. All right, that was sad. All right. This week's Pokemon of the week. I'm actually giving you three Pokemon of the week, and you can pick which one depending on who you think. And this is where Greg might be able to get something. Steve is a lost cause. Okay. Who you think is winning, will win, or has won the summer.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. The first one, and I have to give an extra little clue for the first one. In Detective Pikachu, this Pokemon is depicted singing this song. It was Detective Pikachu movie was like had great foresight that it would know that this song would come out this summer. Now I'm going to give you the lyric from the song, and I will blank out the part with the Pokemon. Move it up, down, left, right, oh. Move it up, down, left, right, oh. Switch it up like Nintendo. Yes. Say you can't sleep, baby. I know. That's that me blank. All right, that's your first one. Move it up, down, left, right, oh. Move it up, down, left, right, oh. Switch it up like Nintendo. Yes. Say you can't sleep, baby. I know. That's me blank. And this song did appear in the Detective Pikachu movie, sung by the particular Pokemon, which is the blank. Number two. And this is specifically speaking of a regional version of a Pokemon. Okay. There's your clue for this one. God, what have you done? You're a pink blank, and you dance at the club. Oh, mama, I'm just having fun. On the stage in my heels. It's where I belong. Down at the pink blank. Right? God, what have you done? You're a pink blank, and you dance at the club. Oh, mama, I'm just having fun. On the stage in my heels, it's where I belong. Down at the pink blank. All right? That's your second Pokemon. Third one. This will be very easy. I think the blank's rotten right to the core. From all the things passed down, from all the... Oh, I did it wrong. Rewind, start again. I think the blank's rotten right to the core, from all the things passed down, from all the blanks coming before. I split the blank down symmetrical lines, and what I find is kind of scary, makes me just want to drive. Now remember, the blank is a particular Pokemon. That's you got to do the at the end. You got to do that. I think the blank's rotten right to the core. From all the things passed down, from all the blanks coming before, I split the blank down symmetrical lines, and what I find is kind of scary, makes me just want to drive. So you have 3 Pokemon of the weeks. You can pick which one, depending on who you think is winning, will win, has won the summer. I don't think any other. I don't think we can have any other contenders. Obviously, we know what your pick.
Don't start with
because
me.
You don't even know what the first or the third one are. I'm pretty sure.
I do too.
One of the 3 is Chatot.
Strangely,
because of you and Steven and that mix, I have learned a lot of these songs.
Oh, true.
You forced this on me, William.
True. Well, please don't give away the answer.
My lips are sealed. The song of the summer.
Hey, Belinda Carlisle has been out of the picture for 40 years. Don't bring her into this, okay? Wait. Our Lips Are Sealed is not Belinda Carlisle. That's like Bananarama.
No, it's the Go-Go's.
Or Go-Go's. Okay. Yeah. There you go.
All right. Well, if you are watching this on YouTube, feel free to like, comment, share, whatever. I don't know what the YouTube thing is. I did a whole Pokemon Sleep video that's now on YouTube. If you want to comment something, comment how many days you've been playing Pokemon Sleep. Maybe you missed a day. Maybe you're
365, baby.
365. Or maybe you had the beta access early in Australia, so maybe you're at like 370 or something. I think only Australian players can have that advantage.
They get everything.
Yeah, they sure do, except
they get everything. They get all the spoofers. They get a wildlife that's trying to kill them. They have a population of 4.
Overpriced PokemonCenter.com.
That's so,
they get everything.
Oh, Greg, somebody said to me yesterday about the outage, and they're like, I think the entire country of Australia is out of commission. And I was like, well, that's just 6 people, so that's fine.
They're fine. They're fine. All 6 of them can take a break.
Perth, Australia is shaking in their boots right now. But thanks for listening. I had nothing planned for the 14th anniversary, nor do I exactly remember which day it was. I think it was the 27th.
4 is not an important number. Save it for 5s. 5s and 0s. Those are the important numbers that everybody
Heck, by the 15th anniversary, I may actually be playing Pokemon again.
That's true. Could get you back in with ZA.
It's a possibility.
Yeah,
it's Pokemon a possibility.
Pizza.
Well, by the next time Will appears, he will be a Pokemon Sleep master.
No.
He'll be so into Pokemon Sleep. It'll be crazy.
Oh.
His Sprigatito will be getting all of the potatoes.
Oh, Sprigatito is a Pokemon I will never own.
Don't like?
No.
You don't like Wheat Cat?
They added Quaxley.
Yeah.
Don't pass.
They added Fuecoco.
I mean, I do like a Fuecoco.
The Fuecoco was added.
You got that pepper in you.
Yeah, right. Have they added Capsicid?
No.
Not yet.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
What can you do? We'll see you guys next week. This has been another episode of the Pokemon Podcast, and we are...
super effective.
Super Pokemon Sleep to the polls.
Okay, Hillary.
It's quite the ending.